Hey everyone, welcome to Two Dorks One Mic. I'm Kyle.
And I'm James.
Alright, cool. We've been off for a couple weeks and we're coming back, so
Thanks.
yeah, it's been like a week or two.
Okay. I lost track.
You always lose track.
Well, boosting the morale to get more stuff done on the channels is shifting my focus. It's making me lose track. Sorry, that's all.
It's cool. But, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff coming out. What do you want to start with? James? Because we have a lot of news to cover, as they say. Actually, would you want to start with Justice League and how reportedly it's going to open up with, like, the tracking numbers or, like...
Justice League is on track for big projections of over 100 million, 120 million, if I'm correct.
Yeah, about 120 million is projected, and that's on the high end. I think it could go higher depending on the Rotten Tomatoes score, but, I mean, that's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
I mean, we're still, like, a couple weeks out from it, a little over 2 weeks from the release, so it could change.
No need to put that on my calendar. I know the date by heart. I know exactly when it's happening.
Yeah, and I got my tickets.
Not because there's another show that's a bigger deal than like a thing that's a bigger deal to me at the present time.
Oh, right, about how the Punisher thinks it's going to steal fans away from Justice League.
Fans of the Punisher and Justice League don't go hand in hand. Those are two different groups.
But you're a Punisher fan and a Justice League fan.
This is true, but how many of people like me are out there? That's an important question worth asking.
True. What is with November 7th?
I think people are going to be... It's either going to be you're going to watch The Punisher, you're going to watch Justice League, or you're going to be like me and watch both.
Right. Well, I think that's going to be the thing, is just trying to... and also, just to want to address it, we got an audio thing on the last video saying that it was too quiet, so I tried something else, and if it works, let us know. If it doesn't, I'll go back and try it again. So, but that's out of the way. Back to the thing.
I think. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I think Justice League is gonna probably open. I would say if I had to put money on it, probably around 120. I'd say 120. I think that's what it's gonna do, opening wise. What do you think?
This is definitely going to be a big success. I can't really see anything that could go wrong.
Well, because it's already doing really supposedly well in China. Like, they're really pushing it in China.
Hey, although means more money in Warner Brothers' pockets to encourage them to keep making these things.
Exactly.
But hopefully doing them better with each movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad was kind of a fun, cheesy action movie. Wonder Woman was a really good film. We've been getting better. And, Justice League,
lessons have been learned. They know what they're doing now.
Yeah, Justice League is moving forward. So, and it's just weird to think that Justice League is so close to being out, considering, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for this movie for since I was about 6.
I guess I've been waiting that long. I mean, the idea always kind of seemed interesting to me. Like, hey, we're looking at a Justice League movie, and then I heard and then saw the materials for George Miller's canned Justice League movie. That got me thinking.
Yeah.
When are we going to get a Justice League movie? When are we actually going to get one that's going to get made?
Right.
And here it is. It's so close.
So close. So close.
Buy your tickets early. Get all the merchandise you can get your hands on to gear up for this. Just go all out.
# not sponsored.
We're not sponsored.
I would love to be sponsored. I would love to be a sellout.
If it was the right kind of sponsorship, I'd say yes.
But yeah, Justice League, I would fucking hell yeah. But no,
Justice League would have made a heck of a game. They could have easily made like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance Club starring the Justice League. That would have been great, but we're not getting that.
Sadly, no. Speaking of DC video games, though, we got Hellboy in Injustice 2.
Yep, that was ever since they unveiled the characters for the for the character pack 2 for the game, and they showed off Hellboy. Like, yes, Hellboy is finally not only getting some more well-deserved exposure, but he's going to be in an awesome video game. He's in a fighting video game, for crying out loud. That's awesome.
Yeah, fucking.
I mean, Hellboy looks great.
Yeah.
We don't know who's voicing him, but the actor portraying him is doing a great job.
He looks.
It seems like
he looks right off the fucking page.
Yes, it's like they took him. It's like they ripped him off the page and made him into a 3D character model. It looks great.
Oh, I know, it looks so good.
I can only imagine what kind of alternate costumes he's going to have, like spanning his different looks.
Right.
Like it looks awesome.
I bet you they're going to do a Ron Perlman skin.
They probably will. That'd be kind of cool to see. Yeah, I mean, given the expansive loot system that the game features, you're not only gonna have a bunch of different alternate looks for the character, but you can go all out with them, which is gonna be awesome. And yeah, this is definitely kind of exposure Hellboy needs ever since ever since Guillermo del Toro's third movie fell through, and we're getting a reboot that looks very promising. So,
I love the actor David Harbour. I think he's a really good choice.
I still have to sit down and watch Stranger Things. I'm probably going to do that after we finish recording this. Probably sit down and watch both seasons as quickly as I can.
Dude.
I have faith in David Harbour. He seems like he's going to do an excellent...
If you're going to watch Stranger Things like all at once, like I wish I could watch it with you, because I've seen both seasons. I actually just finished up season 2 last night. Oh, dude, once you finish it, we should probably do we could do a spoiler cast.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I love how we just say we're going to do all this stuff, and it's like, it is going to happen. We are going to do more things. It's just, it's mostly my fault, because I'm in school, and I'm trying to do work, and I'm at that point where it's like, once I get done with this class, it's going to be a lot easier, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because I told you about my professor in this class. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer.
It's a bummer.
But I'm getting those videos out as fast as I can.
Yeah, well, the Uncharted fan film was pretty good that you did.
Yeah, I made that on a budget of absolutely zero.
Yay, $0.
$0 I basically just took a few people and a camera, and we just made that thing in a day. Mm-hmm. If I have more money, I will do a reshoot. The script was longer, had more stuff going on in it. I'll either do a reshoot, or there's another one that I wanted to do Right. I guess I could say it. I want to do like a fan film that crosses over Nathan Drake and Lara Croft from their respective series, and they just go on an adventure together. I thought that'd be really fun to do. If I can actually get the budget and go to the foothills, I'd actually just shoot it over there.
Right. But
I just need the right leading lady to play Miss Croft.
I thought you said I could play Lara Croft.
I don't recall that conversation.
I do.
I haven't been drunk in a very long time, so I do not remember not remembering a conversation.
I don't remember not remembering a conversation. That's my new favorite line. That's my new favorite line. But yeah, fucking Hellboy looks great in Injustice 2. We got the Spider-Man PS4 trailer, which looks good, but they still haven't given a release date, which is what I want to know, because I want to buy the game.
My assumption is that it's going to after God of War releases in early 2018, it's probably going to follow closely after that. Because they said whoever run PlayStation president, whatever, I don't remember his name. Late said everything new they have coming out will be released in the first quarter of 2018. So if God of War has an early 2018 release date, then Spider-Man will probably follow soon after that.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully, it should be really cool. Spider-Man looks absolutely amazing. Like that trailer, I just got all giddy when I saw it in my sub box. Like, yay! Trailer. It looks really cool. It's probably going to be looking to be the definitive Spider-Man game that I've been searching for my whole life.
I still got a soft spot. I still got a soft spot for the N64 Spider-Man game.
Oh yeah, I remember those from my childhood, but I But for my entire life, I've been looking for that one that's the right blend of everything Spider-Man that just gives me that experience that I can play over and over and over again and feel fulfilled.
Well,
Like,
because
there's games here and there, but I want that. I want the one that's the full. That's like I'm diving right into the comic books and video game film. That's what I want.
That's because with the N64 Spider-Man game, if you type in eel gnats as a password, you get everything anyway. You get everything. You know what? You know eel gnats is Stanley backwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, eel gnats.
Yeah, I remember using that code in the game, and I would use the I think it was the Spider-Man Unlimited costume, which made Spider-Man invisible to all enemies, and I would just run through the game just punching the crap out of bad guys, and they wouldn't even see me. It was funny.
I use the Ben Reilly costume.
Okay. Scarlet Spider's awesome.
Oh, I love Scarlet Spider. You could never find any drawings of him at a con, which sucks. Like, I always go up to the art panel, I'm like, hey, do you got any Scarlet Spider? And it's either the new Scarlet Spider costume, or they don't have it. And I'm like, I want a classic Scarlet Spider, man.
I want the cheaply made but iconic costume.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a great costume. If after Sony does their animated movie with Miles Morales, they should give Scarlet Spider his own movie.
That would be cool.
Like, let the animated movies be the chance to show off the other characters from the Spider-Verse that we won't get to see in a live-action film. Give us Miles Morales. Give us the Scarlet Spider. Give us Spider-Gwen. All that cool stuff. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah. But no, fucking, yeah, that's what I want to fucking do.
One day, after I get the replica of the Insomniac Spider-Man costume, I might try to make the Scarlet Spider. It's just an iconic outfit. It's so cool.
I love Scarlet Spider.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about things and objects and movies.
Oh yeah, going back to the since we're talking about video games, it's the first week of Paris Games Week. First, a new trailer for The Last of Us Part 2 was released.
I did see that.
And I was kind of confused by it. Like, my eyes were glued to the screen, but I was confused by the whole trailer. Like, I get that you want to flesh out the world and tell us what's going on here, but I understand absolutely zero what's going on. Like, these are all new characters.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Ellie to just jump out of somewhere and just show up, and she doesn't show up in the trailer.
Right.
What is this? So, how come we have this story that's going to be set entirely from her perspective, yet we now get a trailer that's from the perspective of these different characters that we don't even know?
Yeah.
It's confusing. But maybe they have, or at some point will explain why they did that, hopefully.
Right.
And then I was disheartened to learn that the main character shown off in the trailer was voiced by Laura Bailey, and I thought, no offense, but why do you have to be in everything? You're a talented lady, you've done great work, but why do you have to be in everything?
How dare you bring your talent to other things that I love?
No, it's...
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of like you have an entire diverse industry full of different people, and yet you get the same faces for most of this stuff. It really kind of breaks my immersion when I recognize that voice. And I'm like, oh god! And I think of the dozens of characters they've played in the past, and it just ruffles my feathers. But there's going to be nothing to be done about it. They're going to find some way to validate that, and
right.
I'm basically just aimlessly complaining. But show us a gameplay demo for The Last of Us Part 2, and maybe I'll have some faith restored.
Right.
Maybe. Because it looks great. I'll give them that. It looks great.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 4 is definitely being put to limits with some of these games.
Right.
And that's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else from there? Let me... Detroit Become Human still looks great. Well, still surprises me that this is a David Cage game, but kudos to him for actually making something interesting for once. Oh, wait, I have to watch this. Okay. And then launch trailer for Battlefront 2.
Yeah. Which, I mean, again, it looks fine. It's just... I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to buy Battlefront 2 just for the single-player campaign, which is reportedly, 6 hours.
Baby steps. That's what EA is doing. It's just baby steps.
EA. It's in the DLC.
And then, of course, the Resident Evil 7 DLC looks really awesome. I'm looking forward to playing that.
Yeah.
That really covers Paris Games Week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the highlight still for me out of this lineup of PlayStation stuff is still Spider-Man. That's what I'm looking forward to most.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I want. It's just...
Oh, we didn't talk about the big news in the DC universe.
Okay.
Zachary Levi as Shazam.
Yep. It's official. Yep, it's official.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. Again, I'm not exactly a fan of Shazam, but I'll let this movie be my official gateway to this character.
Right.
Well, it's like I've only seen his appearances and stuff. I've never actually read those comics.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
It was interesting to see what he brings to the character.
Right.
So, and that's all we could really ask for is just, some new takes on this kind of stuff. Right. Do the unexpected and let us be surprised by the results. Yeah. And on DC, Deathstroke is getting a movie, which is awesome because, finally Joe Manganiello has something concrete in terms of being this character.
Right.
For the guy, he's cast as this iconic comic book character, and then his role and involvement is just thrown up in the air just like that. So I'm glad he's actually getting something definitive. He's a talented man. He's playing a great character, so good for him.
Well, I mean, my thing is, I'm just kind of I don't know if a Deathstroke movie is necessary.
We're getting a solo movie on another character that we'll talk about in a moment, and everybody seems to be okay with that.
No, I mean, it'll probably be good, but the only reason I'm really excited for this movie is because it's going to be done by the guy who did The Raid. And The Raid 2.
That's a big selling point. Those action scenes are going to be badass and gruesome. We're going to love it.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's got to be R.
Yeah, and that's going to be awesome.
Yep.
Cutting dudes up like nobody's business.
Exactly.
How is it taking this long for us to get this movie? What the hell?
I don't know.
Is there anything else on the DC side of things?
I can't think of anything.
Because I'm just looking at Hellboy and Injustice 2 again and thinking about... Here's another thing I want from Injustice 2. If Hellboy is making the cut, then that means Spawn better make the cut too.
Right.
Spawn is getting a movie in the future.
I doubt it. That Todd McFarlane.
No. Spawn's finally getting some well-deserved face again, and so putting him in a video game would be awesome. So, Ed Boon, Ed Boon, just put him in the game, damn it. And then put Ash Williams in MK11.
Yeah, so we can have...
Pick a chainsaw welding character for MK10.
What, fucking...
Well, that's that.
Yeah.
So, flip over to the Marvel side of things.
Yeah, but,
unless you had anything else for that.
No, I don't have anything else in terms of DC side, I don't think. what else is there to talk about?
That is an excellent question, and I do not know. It's been kind of a bit of a Marvel season thing, Majigger, and not a whole lot of DC stuff aside from, big press for Justice League.
We're 20 minutes in, and I think we should go a little longer than 20 minutes.
They're talking about other stuff.
Can we talk about how, like, Thor 3 looks fine?
Oh, the fact that it's raking decent money overseas.
Yeah, and it looks fine.
I'll just keep saying the same thing. It's trying way too hard to be cool, and that's probably going to cripple it a little bit, but it's probably going to be fine.
I like Taika Waititi as a director. I just,
Yeah.
It looks like a James Gunn movie.
Mm-hmm. Down to the classic, to the classic upbeat music, to the colorfulness of it all.
Right.
It's like, be a Thor movie. Don't be Guardians of the Galaxy minus the Guardians plus Thor.
Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, I'll tell you what, though. Honestly, here's the thing. I like the Justice League trailers better than I've liked any Marvel trailers. Because the Justice League trailer, to me, honestly, it has more of, I like the song choices better, and I think they fit more. You've got fucking Come Together. You've got fucking Bowie.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's fantastic. All those cool things are in there, and it's great, and it's wonderful.
And fucking,
Because I was probably initially paranoid with some of those first trailers, thinking it was going to be just like Dawn of Justice, where it's all of this orchestra, where it's all this vibrant orchestral music and dark, gritty visuals, and trying to be way too serious. They're like, no, this has to be the fun movie.
Right.
This has to be, we are coming together as a team, and we're going to kick a bunch of ass.
Right.
And take names. And they fucking delivered. All of the trailers have fit that mold.
Right, yeah.
I get excited when I watch those trailers.
What I love is there's a part in the trailer, the newest one, that I love, where it's Steppenwolf and he's holding up that guy, and the guy's like, please, we have families, and Steppenwolf goes, why does everyone keep telling me that? I don't know, I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, again, it's going the distance to be something else, and that's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
I'm excited to see it.
And now, if only I had a full group of pals I could meet up with, and we all go as the Justice League to the movie.
Yeah, I know, right? That would
awesome.
That would have been nice, Because here's the thing, you could be Batman. I would have been Flash.
Hey, Barry out. The Flash is cool. I'll fight anybody that says otherwise. The Flash is cool.
No, I love Flash. Flash is my guy. If I had to be any team member, I'd be the Flash.
Ezra Miller definitely got my favorite. I saw some of his other stuff. I'm like, yeah, this guy's good.
Well, the Aquaman looks actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, this kind of like how Injustice made Aquaman cool in video games. Yeah. This movie's doing the same thing. It's making Aquaman cool.
Right. It's so weird.
He's not just some weirdo that can talk to fish. He's a badass that can talk to fish who cracks wise, and it's great.
Yeah. Dressed like a bat. I dig it.
He's so cool. It's so cool, and it's I feel good for Jason Momoa. He's just cut loose and just having fun.
Yeah. Fucking
that's pretty much what they're all doing, but he's probably having the most fun.
Surfing the Batmobile, yeah!
It's great. It's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, just fucking.
So I'm amped to go see the film. It's gonna be It's gonna be delightful.
Yeah.
Now we just need to get confirmation on who's playing Darkseid, because
You know who
really would make a dream come true if they got Michael Ironside to do the voice.
You know what would be awesome? Who would be awesome to play Darkseid? He would be terrible, but amazing at the same time.
Who?
Woody Allen.
No.
Oh, you see, I'm just here because I'm like Darkseid and I'm looking for the anti-life equation. Oh no, Mr. Batman, not in the face, please. Oh no.
Look at one of the greatest movie villain actors ever, Michael Ironside. Voiced him in the Justice League animated series, voiced him in the Superman animated series, did a badass job. Bring him back to do this. If Disney can go out of their way to get James Earl Jones back for a live-action Lion King movie and fucking Star Wars, they can do that.
Yeah.
DC can get Michael Ironside back to this.
Yeah. But come on, that wouldn't be fun to have Woody Allen be the main villain.
That'd be terrible. It's like,
But no,
I can't even think of an example. It's just, that'd be awful.
Right.
Just, no.
Right.
Great, maybe for a parody. Maybe when a spoof movie gets made in like 5-7 years. Yeah. Well, you're like, okay, instead of making Darkseid all villainous and menacing, we're gonna get the complete opposite and just get a comedic actor to portray him.
Yeah. But if you do it in the parody, you still have to make everyone scared of him.
Yeah, and that's the joke.
You know. You have defeated me, Justice League. Oh no.
No, it could be like when Tara Strong voiced the Cockknocker in Jay and Silent Bob's Groovy cartoon movie.
Yeah.
It's like, we thought we were gonna get Mark Hamill back, but no, it's like it's still a menacing villain even if he has a baby voice.
Exactly.
It was funny. So just do that.
Right. Yeah.
That would probably win some people back to Woody Allen's side.
Right. Not really though, because screw that guy.
No. He's not getting any faith.
Yeah.
We never know though.
But fucking.
Of course we.
No. But fucking. Okay, so we talked about this and all that. Anything else What was the next thing we wanted to talk about?
Well, I was going to switch back to the Marvel side of things.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to Marvel.
And what was I going over? All right, I guess work my way up from the. I wonder if I should start with the bad stuff first and then get to the good stuff.
What do you mean?
Okay, all right, the bad. Let's start with the bad because I have a lot more to say about the good. All right, the bad. We have our first trailer for Runaways.
No, it's not our first trailer for Runaways. We did the trailer talk like last time on the trailer.
No, but there wasn't one.
Yeah, there was.
There was?
Yeah.
God, I am pulling so many stupids today. Let's get another trailer. Okay, so there's another trailer for Runaways, and I don't care.
It looks fine. I'm not gonna watch it, but it looks fine.
I don't care. I just don't. If it's not on Netflix, then it's probably not gonna be good. That's what it's come to now.
But Defenders and Iron Fist were on Netflix, and they weren't good.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that Defenders had Daredevil, and then Iron Fist had references to that stuff.
Really?
So it's salvageable.
That's your argument?
Kinda. Yeah. That's like this has.
So how? Oh, dude, that would. Fucking, they make a reference to Daredevil and Runaways, and your argument just completely falls apart.
Oh man. And then I have to change my tune and campaign for Runaways was actually good because it references Daredevil.
Exactly. What if the Punisher shows up and solves all of their problems?
Oh, that's a fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Which fucking...
Because at least they would have lived for giving the Punisher an appearance.
So I want to ask, now that we have a date for the Punisher, are you excited or kind of sad?
What do you mean, why would I be sad?
Well, because it's the same day as Justice League. Which... We've had
this conversation.
No, but I'm saying for, like, the recording, for the podcast.
No, we've had this conversation, and what I'm going... And my thing is, I'm going to watch the Punisher first, because I'm a diehard fan of the Punisher. I've been a fan of this character since I was a wee lad.
A wee lad?
Yeah, since I was a kid. I was still in grade school, and I became a fan of the Punisher.
Yeah, but
I was very... probably a kid my age shouldn't be interested in that kind of stuff, but that's what I was into at the time.
Well, because the Punisher is the greatest parental role model.
No, he's not. I admit it. Unless you want to be the cool parent, then you probably shouldn't expose your kid to the Punisher until they're at least in their teens.
Yeah, but no.
But yeah, I'm gonna.
I just think it's kind of odd, like, and YouTube stop with the whole conspiracy thing, like, fucking. Oh, is this a flight against Marvel? It's like, well, fucking, who fucking cares if it was? You know, fucking. It's their Justice League and Punisher are not they're not competitors. One is a movie, one is a TV show. One is a R-rated drama, violent thing, and one is an ensemble fun adventure film. They're not competing against each other.
Yeah, because the difference is one's actually going to be making a gross product at the box office, and the other is getting killer ratings.
Right. So
two completely different things. So, yeah, again, I've already kind of like. It's going to come down to either you're a fan of both of these things and you're going to see them both, or you're going to watch, or you're a fan of one of them.
Right.
And it's fine. You know, watch what you want to watch.
Well, and then that's the thing too. It's like, okay, it's like fucking it's that thing of people who are going to go see Justice League are going to go see Justice League. Punisher, you don't need to see it the opening day, or, like, the first day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, something I was gonna say was, the Punisher's not going anywhere. It's gonna be released, and you can watch it whenever. Butts are gonna be filling seats for Justice League instantaneously.
Right.
So that's gonna be a matter of, am I gonna be one of the first people to see this movie, or am I gonna wait until weeks after its initial run and see it at the end of it?
Right.
Like, do I want to see it? That's what it's going to come down to. It's like, you can watch it. You can sit down and watch The Punisher anytime you want. Justice League is going to be droves and droves of people going eager to see it.
Right, because, you know, it's opening weekend.
Yeah.
You know?
And for me, it's just, I love The Punisher more, so I'm going to sit down and watch that first. I'm probably going to wake up super early in the morning, watch all the episodes, and then...
It's 13, right? It's 13 episodes?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And then after, like, I was able to watch season 2 of Daredevil in a day, so I could do this.
Yeah, and then you're going to go see Justice League?
Yeah. Yeah, if there's time, or maybe the day after, I'll go see Justice League.
Yeah. Or you could see Justice League Thursday night because of pre-showings, and then come home.
Maybe.
Oh, no,
maybe I might do that too. But that's... Yeah. My point is, I'm going to see both.
Right, exactly. Your point is...
I love the Punisher more. So if it comes down to what am I going to see first, it's going to be that.
Exactly.
But if I can't see a pre-screening, sure, I will. I'll do it.
Yeah, because, you know, reportedly in China, the response has been really positive to Justice League so far.
Well, that's good.
I mean, they only showed, like, the first 30 minutes, but people were saying, no, this is really good. It's a solid movie. From what they've seen, so I'm, you know,
needs a win.
What?
It's gonna win.
It's gonna win. Hell yeah! You know, and DC will finally stop getting shit for its movies. Hopefully, maybe.
I mean, that's not gonna end, but.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. We're recording.
I'm being a mom and checking up on my sick kid.
Your mom is adorable, James.
Yeah, I have the best parent in the world.
And then he'll curse me out when I leave.
I will do no such thing.
No, not you. Kyle, she's really not recording.
What?
Kind of like...
Well, wait, why am I the one to blame? Huh? Is it because I'm the Jew? I see how it is.
Remember Rush Hour 2
Yeah.
when they're filming and Chris Tucker, he gets a call in the middle of the take.
Yeah.
He's filming, you're wasting our money.
This is so staying in the video.
Yep, 20-year-old guy still living at home with family. No big deal. I didn't take it. I took what you gave me this morning.
Okay, so you haven't taken anything since?
No.
Okay. Alright. You're still feeling scratchy? Nose? Anything coming out?
No.
Nothing? Did anything come out earlier?
No.
No green ooze?
No.
Okay. Anything loosened up?
Kind of.
So I put James on mute for a minute, and I'm going to just kind of fill the air because I feel like he's gotten enough of enough embarrassment in this one video. So no, but basically what I'm saying is that Punisher is a terrible character, and that no one likes him, and that Justice League is so much better than anything Punisher. Okay, so did you hear anything of what I just said, James?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now you agree with that, correct?
No, I do not agree. About Castle. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. 20 years old and still living at home with family. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I just realized like a minute into the thing, I'm like, I should probably mute you so you don't get as embarrassed. But I'm leaving that in the video.
What do I have to be embarrassed? What do I have to be embarrassed of? So what?
Yeah.
I'm not the only young person still, still trying to figure things out with, while with family. So it's not a big deal.
Exactly. And,
what do I have to be ashamed of?
The really bad mutton chops.
Just they're purple.
I'm kidding.
I know I can't sustain the best facial hair, but I try.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Besides, it's only for another day until Halloween.
All Hallows Eve. We should probably wish our audience a happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody!
It's too late. We're too far in. Yeah, I'm going as Sebastian Castellanos from The Evil Within 2, so he's sporting a full beard, and this is technically the best I can do. So,
you know what I'm going as?
What?
I'm going as God.
Oh, from Dogma? Kind of have to be a woman to do that.
No, I'm just going as me. That's why I said I'm going as God.
Because he can be anyone.
Exactly. Fucking there was a Georgie.
As some people believe.
There was a Georgie who went to the school today, which was awesome. A kid dressed as Georgie had the raincoat and the balloon. That was awesome.
There's actually a funny video that somebody posted where it's kind of like there's like this British guy does like an alternate version of that scene from the movie.
Yeah.
He's having like a casual conversation with Pennywise, and then just tries to talk his way out of it. It's like I'm not supposed to talk do any of this stuff with strangers. I don't remember how it went, but it was really funny.
Right. Yeah. Fucking.
There's just something about British people, their accents and the way they speak that amplifies their comedic performances.
Yeah. I
mean, I don't mean that in an offensive way. I just say that there's just the accent just amplifies, just does some kind of amplification to the voice. It's interesting to me.
Hello, welcome to Dorks One Mic.
I mean, look at Ricky Gervais. The guy's hilarious, and he has an awesome accent. So
He does. But what?
I'd be surprised how difficult it is to find talent here that can do accents.
What do you mean? I've got the best British accent. Hello, Governor.
Trying to. No, but for some projects, one I may or may not have mentioned earlier, I'm looking for a lead that can do a convincing British accent, and it's kind of hit and miss.
Right. But
I'm surprised to find that there were a lot of talent agencies in this state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
And we just have to have the budget to pay somebody for that.
Yeah. I'm just I mean, we could pay them in chicken nuggets.
I was gonna say we just pay them with just potential credit, like with the acting credit alone. It's like, you're still probably an up and comer. It's like say you're gonna play in a fan film. You're gonna play an iconic character. That should be enough for you. With a little something thrown in extra, but the main selling point is they get to play an iconic character.
We'll do what George Miller did for the first Mad Max movie. He paid all of his actors with $20 and a case of beer. Oh
yeah, we just do that.
There isn't much I wouldn't do in the world for $20 and a case of beer. That's a good day.
That is a good day, especially because I can. Yeah, I got some walking change in my pocket, and then I can also go home and get drunk.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win.
Fucking right. $20 and a case of beer. That is the sign of a good day.
It is a sign of a very good day.
Exactly. What else do we want to talk about? Because
what were we talking about before there was that light interruption from my wonderful family?
We were talking about Justice League, I think.
Oh yeah, talking about the Punisher and Justice League 8.
Right. How you're gonna watch Punisher first, and then go see Justice League.
Unless there's a pre-screening in my local area.
Right. Well, because that's
go to that.
What I'm going to do. Like I said, I mean, I'm going. I got my tickets for Thursday night Justice League.
I don't know.
And then
I think it'd be really funny if I actually went to go see Justice League wearing my Punisher shirt. Told people afterward. It just told people, hey, before this movie starts, the Punisher was actually really good. Go watch it.
And then you know what they'll say? It's not out yet. It comes out at midnight, asshole.
Or yeah, I could just pull that dick move, or just wait till the day. I finish watching The Punisher, go to the theater, and say, "Hey, I just saw The Punisher before this. It was really awesome. Go watch it."
Yeah. And then people,
I just imagine the tons of popcorn and soda that's gonna be.
Well, it's like what happens when it's like what happened at the Star Wars Force Awakens, one of the first showings of that. For some reason, they decided to put a Star Trek 3 trailer in front of it, and then after the trailer ended, everybody booed, which I thought was hilarious.
That's funny.
They're like, boo!
That's funny.
Because I don't like Star Trek. Like, I respect Star Trek, but I don't like
I think I've said it before, but I like Abrams movies and nothing else.
It's so boring.
Abrams movies are actually interesting. Everything else about that franchise is not. To me, at least.
I mean, there's a couple of, like, interesting... like I said, I respect Star Trek more than I enjoy it. But, I mean... I don't know. Yeah, but who was the idiot who decided to put a Star Trek trailer in front of a Star Wars movie?
Maybe the person operating the camera just spliced it in the last second just to fuck with everybody.
It's like at that point, like, no, don't put a Star Trek trailer.
I can just imagine that happening.
Could you? I mean, that would be like, and it goes the other way too. Don't put a Star Wars trailer in front of a Star Trek movie. It goes
to two extreme.
Well, it's
like, what, am I going to go see Justice League and get a first teaser trailer for Infinity War? I don't think so.
Yeah, right? Like, you don't put, like, I didn't see a trailer for, I didn't see a trailer for Justice League and Spider-Man Homecoming,
Well, my humor is that don't be the in-your-face visual equivalent of that one guy wearing a T-shirt representing the competition to a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy that goes see a big budget Marvel movie wearing a DC shirt and don't do the reverse of that.
Well, I did that by accident. I actually wore a Batman t-shirt to Iron Man 3. But in my defense, the DC Cinematic Universe hadn't really started yet, so...
Yeah. But I always keep my eyes peeled for that when I go see one of those kinds of movies. It's like, where's that person?
Where's that guy?
Where is that person?
Yeah. I used to be the guy who, like, messed with people, like, you know, and be like, oh, like, we go see, like, Avengers and be like, oh, man, I hope Superman shows up in this one.
Don't be that person. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I carefully plan what I'm going to wear that day to go see a movie like that.
Oh, do you want to talk about how apparently Ron Howard supposedly, rumorly, not confirmed, this is just something that we heard on the internet, that apparently he has reshot almost all of the Han Solo movie, which I don't believe is possible.
Given the schedule of that movie, I doubt it.
It's not possible. It is literally impossible that he reshot over 50% of the movie.
No, it's just... This isn't the minor scale reshoots for Justice League.
Well, Justice League was just coverage, pretty much.
Yeah. This is going to be in the same ballpark. There's just no way.
Because they didn't.
Given schedules and timetables, there's just no way they could do that.
Well, also, they didn't push the release date back. You know.
Yeah. So, all respects to Ron Howard and the contributions he's put into this movie, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just getting a little overexcited.
Yeah.
Because he got to make the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
I mean, most of that production was a crapshoot, and we all know it, but it might still be good.
What, the Han Solo thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's because they decided to fire the directors when they were mostly finished with the movie.
And then there were also there was some criticism directed at some of the casting crew on the production as well.
Right.
I think at one point it was even mentioned that the lead actor playing Solo was just not a very good actor.
Yeah.
I thought, I really want to know. I'm not familiar with this person's work, so I can't really say anything.
I mean, I like Ron Howard as a director.
Yeah. It's like most of us grew up with his career. We know what he's capable of.
Right. Well, it's just,
faith.
I do not believe that he reshot 50% of the movie. Especially because they didn't push back the release date.
Yeah, so it's probably just... I don't really know what to call it, but it's not true.
It's fake news. Okay, people, it's fake news.
Probably.
It's legitimately fake news.
I just look forward to seeing that first trailer. And
I don't even know if I'm looking forward to the Solo movie, to be honest.
Well, I'm being ironic about it. After Rogue One, I didn't have the highest hopes moving forward with these standalone in-between movies.
Right.
I really didn't. I thought, it would have been a great opportunity to do adaptations of some of the greatest moments of the expanded universe is being flushed down the drain to do these unnecessary stories we don't need to see.
Right.
Do we really need to get a feature-length movie that tells us events that we already know that make up Rogue One's plot? Do we really need to know Han Solo's backstory?
No, we don't.
Is it part of what makes his character cool what we get from his appearances in the original trilogy?
Right.
That's enough for me. I don't need to see anything else.
Fucking dude, I'm also I want to talk about this because I don't know if we talked about it on here. Did we talk about how, apparently there's, rumors and ideas that they're gonna fucking reboot and actually do the whole series of the Vampire Chronicles?
What?
Did we ever talk about that? Because I heard about that, a while ago.
I think the last time we talked about Vampire anything, I think I brought up the Underworld series.
Okay. I'm actually kind of excited if they do that because I'm looking forward. I mean, I love the first movie. Queen of the Damned is not a good movie, but there were a couple of good performances.
Okay.
Because that was the thing. Interview with a Vampire was actually a really good movie.
I never saw it.
It was really good. It was the only movie where Kristen Dunst actually gives a good performance.
Oh, burn!
And she was like 12 in that movie.
Yeah, isn't it kind of surprising that in her younger days she gave more of a crap about her work than she does now?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a lack of caring. I just don't think she's like I haven't seen her really in anything that I'm like, like think is like amazing outside of Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, I've seen most of her other work, and I can't really say that she's impressionable.
Yeah.
I honestly can't.
And Interview with a Vampire has some great
kind of there.
Has some great stuff. Like, I mean, as much as I don't, Tom Cruise's Lestat was one of those things I'm like, that shouldn't work, but yet it somehow does.
Okay. Yeah.
But
it's interesting.
Because, I mean, like I said,
I just remember Family Guy making a joke about it in one of their episodes, where
about the Vampire Chronicles.
No, of Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, okay.
In one of in the beginning of the episode, a bat gets into the house. So Peter goes to all these stupid lengths to get it out of the house, and one of them was trying to think to understand a bat, he must have become a bat. So he watched Interview with a Vampire and dressed exactly like how Brad Pitt did in the movie, wearing the
outfit,
clothing that billows in the breeze and all that stuff. And then Lois says, like, is this about the bat or is this about something else? And then he says, like, well, the guys at work said I dressed like crap, so I wanted to reinvent myself. And then she says, like, well, you go and you show them. And then in the next bit, he comes home and says, so how'd it go? And he's like, oh, they're having a meeting about me tomorrow. Like, I was sent home early because I was considered a distraction. They're having a meeting about me tomorrow. I thought, good job, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Making references that only a chunk of your audience is actually going to pick up on.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love Interview with the Vampire. How did you do that? How did you move so fast? Just as you do. A series of movements and gestures performed in a certain action. But although Anne Rice did inadvertently give us Twilight because she was kind of the first one that really kind of do the whole modern romantic vampire thing. I mean, I know vampires were kind of associated with that before Anne Rice, but Anne Rice was kind of the one who made it popular. And then they made that awful movie, that Queen of the Damned, because they didn't know what they wanted the movie to be. They didn't know if it wanted... Because it tried to do two books. It tried to do Vampire Lestat and Queen of the Damned, and it didn't... It didn't work.
Okay.
But...
I think, yeah, it's interesting.
But...
I don't know. We just don't make vampire movies like we used to.
Yeah.
It took Underworld to feature vampires, but heavily just be action movies that don't really focus on that too much.
Right.
And then Twilight is just a clusterfuck of bad ideas.
Right.
Again, since I already have my favorite book series, my favorite set of books that I enjoy reading very much that have drama, that have interesting characters and stories, all that cool stuff. I look at Twilight and think, nope, I don't like this. And I'm only getting like the books are probably better. I'm aware of the movies and how shit those are.
Wait, the Twilight?
Yeah.
Twilight books are shit, man.
Oh, thank God.
Twilight books are shit.
I thought I was being too nice.
No, fuck them. Fuck the books.
Well, the reason I just dislike that series so much is because
it's terrible, horribly written, and deserves to die.
Yes, it's fucking awful. It's just I can't say anything positive. It's like, oh, you want to tell a romance story, but you had to throw vampires in there to spice it up.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. No, here's the thing. It's a shittier version of the Angel and Buffy thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
It's like, I've seen supernatural stuff be done better in more things than I can count right now. And then I've seen vampires. Underworld depicts vampires more, better and interestingly than Twilight does.
Right.
Vampires aren't supposed to glow in the light. They're supposed to burn to death.
Actually, in the original novel of Dracula, sunlight didn't kill him, it just weakened his powers.
No, I like the idea that vampires die in the sunlight. I mean, aside from Silver House, would Blade kill vampires?
Decapitation.
I mean, that's I find it to be an interesting obstacle for them. Like, no, we have to be creatures that dwell in the darkness. I like it. When I think vampires, I think of that.
What I never understood about that, though, is that the moon is sunlight reflected off of that.
Let's not overthink it now. Let's not overthink it.
I mean, like, I'm just saying. You know.
I'm just saying that I've seen vampires depicted better in more things than Twilight. It's just fucking awful.
No, I mean, I've seen vampires better portrayed on fucking Sesame Street. Fucking.
It's like Underworld does a better job at depicting vampires. Heck, a story that a good friend of mine wrote involving vampires depicts vampires more interestingly and better than a lot of other things.
Hey, well, remember, they're not vampires, they're fairies.
I still need to sit down with her and discuss further plans to turn that. That would make a great franchise of movies. Is her story? Right. I told you this. I told you about that one. I think.
You told me about it. Yeah. Fucking but you still I'll talk to you about it after we stop recording. But did we have anything else we want to talk about? Because we kind of got sidetracked.
God, we keep getting distracted. Okay, what else is happening in the Marvel side of things? We
didn't talk about Black Panther trailer.
I didn't see it, but go ahead.
It looks really good. I'm excited. I like the music. The revolution will be televised. Or the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will be live.
Hey, congrats to Michael B. Jordan being in a Marvel thing that's actually good.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm excited for him. I'm so excited. Fucking great. I love Michael B. Jordan. He's the shit.
He's good. He's a talented guy. He just appeared in
What is it about the Human Torch? Like, apparently anyone who plays the Human Torch just ends up in the MCU as a different character.
Well, I mean,
Chris Evans and Michael B. Jordan.
Ray Stevenson too. He was the Punisher, and then he was Volstagg in Thor.
No, but I'm saying just Johnny Storm.
Oh, yeah.
It happened twice.
It happened twice.
Captain America, and now he's in Black Panther. Now in the next reboot, we know that actor's going to play another character in the MCU.
Probably, yeah, possibly. It's funny how many actors we can count off that have flipped sides.
Well,
and so far, I really think Chris Evans and Ryan Reynolds are the only two, or one of the only few actors in Hollywood that have actually appeared in multiple comic book movies.
Zachary Levi, because he's Volstagg, or he's He's the sword guy of the Warriors
Yeah.
3. And now he's Shazam.
So you just, I think I look back at before becoming Captain America, Chris Evans was the Human Torch, and then he was in The Losers, and then he was in Push, and then Snowpiercer.
Which is still a great movie. I love Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer's a fucking great movie. I mean, I want to read the comic. I actually was able to find it in a store. I just have to pick it up and read it. But
reading's hard.
We have to read every time we work.
Reading's hard.
Oh, get over it.
I know. God, I'm such a baby.
Who knows? Maybe several years after Chris Evans is done with the MCU, he'll probably do another DC thing.
Honestly, I feel like he's just gonna kind of fade away and be like an indie director.
Yeah, well, that is the direction he's leaning towards, doing stuff he actually wants to do, and not this
Did you see
contractually obligated stuff.
Did you see Gifted?
What?
Did you see Gifted?
No, I did not see Gifted.
Gifted's really good.
Shit.
I like Gifted. Well, because it's done by Mark Webb, who I think is a really good director. If you don't judge him just based on the Spider-Man
Oh, no,
movies.
you're talking... My bad. I brain farted again. I want to see Gifted, because Chris Evans is awesome. Octavia Spencer's awesome. I thought you were talking about The Gifted, but no. Gifted, I want to see that, because Chris Evans has... When you... Don't think about the few bad movies he has done, and don't think about the comic book movies that he's done. He's done a lot of really good movies.
Right.
You just don't hear about them.
Right.
I had to do a lot of I have done a lot of searching into his career to look into his filmography to find a lot of stuff that he's done.
Right.
Watch movies and realize, hey, he's actually done some really good stuff. I'm every now and again I get conflicted about this, but I still consider his best performance to be in Puncture.
Right, yeah.
You want to see him at his best at playing the complete opposite of what you usually see him do. Watch Puncture. If you want to see the depressing version of that, watch Snowpiercer.
I love Snowpiercer. Such a good movie.
He has so much range in depth that he can offer to a character that it's absolutely spectacular to see. Yeah. And I'm never disappointed with that stuff when it comes to him. So when I saw the trailer for Gifted, I thought this is going to be another one he's going to hit out of the park.
Yep. And what I liked about Gifted is that he's kind of just a normal dude. That's what I like about Chris Evans, is that he's got really good average Joe charisma about him.
Yes. He could be your next door neighbor or a semi-distant relative of yours.
He could be like your uncle who doesn't.
It'd be believable. Right?
He could be your uncle who doesn't molest you.
Yes, he could be your cool uncle that every other kid has.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it, now we need to make that happen.
What?
You need to make Chris Evans the cool uncle in something.
Okay. But
he's just awesome. He's just and then and the other thing about is that he doesn't have an inflated ego.
Right.
He knows who he is. He's that guy that not only does really well in movies, but he seems like a really cool guy in real life. He's just a guy.
Right. Yeah.
He's just a guy.
Yeah.
Who also looks really good with a beard.
Well, yeah. Oh, he looks great with a beard. With fucking. Yeah.
That's what we need to make him play more gruff characters too.
Well, that's why.
Having a beard doesn't have to make you like a depressing character. It could just be a nice physical trait.
Yeah.
Just look at John Bernthal in Sweet. Oh wait, that's a depressing movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think once the Avengers thing has run its course for him, he's gonna move on to doing what he wants to do, directing more movies, doing smaller scale stuff that he's legitimately passionate about. Not to say he isn't passionate about the Marvel movies. I mean,
right. Well, he
it's a contract. It's a contract arrangement, and he tries to make the best of the situation.
Well, yeah, and it's not like he I think after Winter Soldier, he realized, like, oh, hey, we're actually making some pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
That's still the best Captain America movie, hands down.
Well, yeah, because it's actually a Captain America movie, whereas
Yeah.
Civil War is Avengers 2.5.
And then the first Avenger, it's like a nice little cult classic.
It's not a cult classic.
It's a nice little. It kind of has a kind of that cult classy vibe to it, because it wasn't the most successful MCU movie around at the time, but it wasn't a failure.
Well, no, I mean, like
it was kind of meh.
It's fine.
It's a nice campy light action movie. What I like about the first Avenger is that it actually focuses more on Captain America becoming Captain America instead of first 30 minutes he gets the super soldier serum, they hand him a shield, and then he's off to the war zone.
Right.
I like that there's an actual arc for his character. That he goes from beginnings to getting the super soldier serum to, finding his place in the world and then becoming Captain America. And then for the last chunk of the movie, we get to see that in action.
Right. So,
that's I can and I know some people that weren't a fan of that because again, it wasn't the most successful Marvel movie at the time, and it kind of just sort of slipped through the cracks afterwards. I even remember when I was in a film appreciation class during my freshman year in high school. That was one of the movies that I brought in to kind of share with the class because I really liked it. I thought they kind of appreciated it as more than just a superhero movie. And afterwards, it got some bad reactions.
Right.
Because I bet people were expecting a typical Marvel action movie, and I was kind of shocked. Really?
Yeah.
You guys were expecting that? Did you not pay attention to the movie?
Right. But, fucking, it's one of those things. But fucking, so we're at an hour and 7 minutes. What else do we?
Not like we're trying to break our record anytime soon. That's not happening.
Oh yeah, I mean, fucking, I'm gonna have to go in like 20 minutes because I got to get up at like 8 for that class.
All right, let's get back on track.
So let's hop through it. What else do we want to?
I wanted to talk about the Venom movie.
The what?
The Venom movie.
Oh, the Venom movie.
Venom just started production very recently.
Right.
Tom Hardy's finally getting his pickings of the comic book world.
Yep.
At one point, he was interested in playing the Punisher, and that we all know how that went down.
Right.
You're great, John Bernthal. You're perfect. It's great, but I kind of almost wonder what Tom Hardy could have done with the character if it was him. But whatever. It is what it is. It's cool. It's fine. Everything's good. But he's playing Venom.
That would be... Oh, well, that would actually be cool because Venom and Punisher have teamed up before.
Yes, they have.
A Tom Hardy, John Bernthal, Venom, Punisher movie?
No, I could almost imagine that until they actually confirm that the Netflix shows are, like... The references are there, but until they blatantly attach a proper connection between the Netflix stuff and the MCU... I get the feeling that, kind of like what DC does with their shows, that they're going to recast for the movies.
Yeah.
I could picture that. I can easily picture putting all of these iconic characters from these shows with different actors in these movies.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if they try to get rid of Charlie Cox, I'm going to riot.
No, I'm going to riot with you. I mean...
Oh, wouldn't it, how weird would it be is if Daredevil does show up in Infinity War, but it's the Ben Affleck Daredevil?
No.
And then Dolph Lundgren shows up as the Punisher.
Gonna get some other black guy to play Kingpin?
No, and then we'll have Dolph Lundgren show up as the Punisher.
We're gonna take the cheesy early early phases of these characters' movie appearances and just do that.
Exactly. I think everyone would be so confused if Ben Affleck's Daredevil showed up in Infinity War. That would be amazing.
Well, the thing is, Dolph Lundgren played a pretty solid Punisher back in the day.
Did he, though? Did he?
That movie's corny and cheesy as hell because it's an 80s action movie. But he did a really good job as the character.
What year was that movie released?
I want to say it was the late 80s.
I thought it was 90s.
Let me double check. Okay, let me check. I'm checking. 89. It was released in 89.
So close. So close.
Again, it's not a it's just kind of a meh movie, but it's a cheesy 80s film, but I enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching all the Punisher movies, even though they're hit and misses.
Right.
They're fine. But getting back on track, Venom is in production, and that's gonna be good. Again, I've never been disappointed with Tom Hardy's work. He does a great job. I was a little shocked to hear that he got cast in this role, but I thought, you know what? Good for him. He's getting a piece of that comic book pie.
Right, yeah.
From the Marvel side of things, at least. He already had his fun with DC.
Yeah.
He will still go down as my favorite version of Bane of all time. All time.
Even though he talks like this.
Well, he sounds better in the final cut of the movie. Like, if you watched the leaked version of that teaser scene that they had to like announce to officially announce the movie, the audio was way more fucked.
Oh yeah.
Like, couldn't understand a single word that was coming out of his mask.
Right.
And I was like, I had the leaked video had subtitles, just so you could understand what he was saying. And then we get to the final cut of the movie that actually clears it up.
Right.
Because because a lot of people might assume this, but Hardy's dialogue was redubbed in post-production.
Oh yeah, it was.
That mask was so thick that not a single word came out of his mouth that was coherent. So the reason why it sounds a little bit weird, but sounds so clear in the final cut of the film is because of all the editing that it went through in post-production. But will still go down as my favorite version of the character. Because he's actually menacing and smart and all that cool stuff. So
and gets taken out like a bitch.
Well, I mean, yeah, it makes sense that he would lose round 2.
He doesn't even get beat by Batman. Catwoman takes him out.
But that was kind of a fitting way to get him out. I was kind of wondering, like, how is he going to get, taken out? And he just gets blasted by a cannon, essentially. That seems like something capable of killing him.
Yeah.
You just shoot him a couple times in the chest. He's just gonna walk that shit off. He got fucking blasted away. So what better way to kill him?
Yeah.
But yeah, Venom. It'll be interesting. I'm waiting on first pictures of what Venom's gonna look like.
Right.
I imagine in the coming weeks we're probably gonna get, or maybe in the next month or two, we're probably gonna get leaked set photos of him as Eddie Brock, which,
right,
for the life of me, I don't think I can picture Tom Hardy with blonde hair. So if they're gonna go that route, who knows?
Well, I told you what I think would be hilarious if, like, he doesn't become Venom until the end of the movie, and then a title card comes up and it says Venom, and then it says Origin.
Yeah, that would be a huge punch in the face for this set of movies that are contained by Sony and have no real connection to anything.
So, do we know if this is part of the MCU?
Well. Yeah, again, I want to see what Venom's gonna look like before I'm 100% down. But before we recorded, what I said was what would be Sony is after the Amazing Spider-Man failed hard.
Right.
After all that crap fell through, this is their second attempt at that. Supposedly, we don't have we have conflicting reports and don't know what the actual fact is. What's supposedly happening is they're doing a second attempt at a contained universe that is not associated with the MCU. They're going to do a trilogy of Spider-Man movies. That's part of the MCU. All of that stuff's connected, but they want to do their own universe of movies set within the Spider-Man universe, but have nothing to do with Spider-Man. It's just going to feature notable characters from his world. So we're getting the Venom movie as part of that, and then we're getting a Black Cat and Silver Sable movie. That's another one. And those movies are going to be self-contained stories just featuring those characters, but Spider-Man has nothing to do with that.
Are we going to get more Venom movies, or is it just going to be a one and done?
We don't know. But again, that's what's supposedly happening. I think it would be pretty freaking hard, like difficult for them to achieve. I think it would just be easier if they said, you know what, Spider-Man is part of the MCU. We're at peace. We have an arrangement. So to benefit that arrangement, let's make some spin-offs that are part of this world, that are part of this universe. I think that would be easier than trying to make self-contained stories that they strictly control. Like, it's already enough that they're doing spin-offs in the form of an animated movie starring Miles Morales. Like, just
and then also, is this going to be a horror movie like New Mutants looks like it's going to be?
I don't think it will. We understand that Venom is a very intimidating, scary character, but
I don't want the long tongue. Do not do the Venom long tongue. I hate the long tongue.
It's going to be CG, so it's going to be CG, so that's probably going to be in there.
No!
Like,
he looks better with just a creepy smile. Don't give him the long tongue. I hate
what I was hoping for was that they would make the entire look of Venom practical. Like, create like this, like, Tom Hardy is, jacked. So just give him a practical costume to wear, and then maybe give him a
motion capture.
No, what I want is that they could have easily made a mask. That's articulated by his movements.
I think the motion capture for the face, but having the body practical would have worked.
Yeah, it could have. That would have been easy. Again, you're not having some scrawny dude playing Venom.
What? A scrawny dude played Venom? In what movie?
We all know the answer. If you somehow don't know the answer, then congratulations, you dodged a bullet.
Like Neo?
He dodged more than one bullet. This is a bullet, not bullets.
Well, he missed. He got hit by 2 bullets. Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they could have easily made that Venom entirely practical. They could have easily given him an articulated mask so you could still get those mouth movements without the stupid ass long tongue.
Yeah. Well,
But no, they have to do motion capture, and he's gonna look like a dweeb in that suit.
Yeah.
It's like, I imagine the set pictures are gonna leak online, and we're like, what?
What?
Just show us why you could have just given him a costume. What the deuce?
What the deuce?
But I'll just wait and see for them to show us what he actually is gonna look like, and then be like, okay. But even before we recorded, I made the humorous joke that maybe it will be connected in a very subtle way. What I'm thinking is because you told me a rumor that Peter's going to get the symbiote in Infinity War.
Right.
So I thought, how funny would it be that if he, gets the symbiote in Infinity War and loses it in Infinity War?
Well, that's
one of Spider-Man's greatest story arcs ever, but the way you could do it is...
Well, and we should clarify, that is a rumor about the suit.
Yeah, it is a rumor. It's a funny one. It's a funny rumor, but it is.
It's a rumor.
We're
not trying to be Joe Campia and all these other fuckers who are just like, oh, well, this is fact or anything. No, we're stating rumors, and we want to make that perfectly clear.
Yeah. So, in light of this humorous rumor, what elaborate way to connect Venom to Spider-Man in the MCU, whereas Peter gets the symbiote, uses it for a bit of the movie, and then loses it. The funny way you could do it is just Thanos just punches, one punch just knocks the whole thing off of Peter, and then it shoots into the fucking ether, shoots into space, and then we're shown at an angle or like a distant shot of Earth, and the symbiote's going in that direction, heavily implying that it's going to end up on Earth. So then we get to Venom, and then one of the first shots of the movie shows a small little meteorite crashing into Earth.
Right.
And then later on in the movie, when Brock's established and everything, and then the symbiote finds its way to Brock, and that's how he gets the symbiote and becomes Venom.
Excellent.
That's how you connect them.
Right. Hey, dude, I'm gonna have to go since we're gonna have to wrap it up. Anything else we want to talk about really quick?
James Mangold is in the scripting stages of making an X-23 spinoff.
Yes, because the success of Wonder Woman, Fox is interested in doing that now, which is great.
Great. Just, I think we're pretty much, I don't say predicted this, but we discussed it that in the fallout of Wonder Woman's success, more movies like it are going to get made. Awesome that that's happening.
Yep.
That is really it. I mean...
Okay.
That is... Yeah, I mean, stuff's happened, but...
Right. Alright. Cool. I guess if we don't have anything else, thank you for watching the video if you made it this far. If you wouldn't mind, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell, and look forward to doing more videos for you guys.
Also, check us out on social media. There will be a link to that in the description. Also, maybe support us on our wonderful Patreon page where we post additional stuff. Right.
We're going to start doing commentaries. We're going to record a Halloween commentary probably sometime this weekend.
And we also are going to be working on, as we boost the frequency of our videos, we're also going to be posting behind-the-scenes looks and exclusive stuff that you can see for contributing to our stuff.
Right. And then...
So yeah, we're doing stuff right now, but we're in the phases of adding more content to our Patreon. So for those of you that actually will take a look at it and support us, you get something in return for being awesome.
Exactly. And, yeah. All right, well, thanks. We'll see you guys in the next video, and have a great day. I'm Kyle.
And I'm James.
See you in the next video. Bye.
See you next. Bye.